Hey, I'm John Greaves III. I'm the founder of Garage in Life, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a review of the Crandall Fitness Monolift attachments. Now, I've already got this side all the way set up, but I'm going to set up this side completely just to show you some of the things I had to do to tweak it to fix my forever in-between power rack that I'm Frankensteining here. There are a couple of things that I had to do in order to make this rack work for me in my home gym situation. So check this out because you guys might find that it's of some use. So go ahead, hit like for me. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Help me hit my goal. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers and I need your help to do it. All right, let's go ahead and let's talk about it. So like I said, I've got this side already set up and this side isn't set up all the way yet because what I wanted to show you is these are for 5/8 racks, okay? So the bolt that's on the attachment is for a 5/8 hole rack. But I've got, as you can see, 1-inch holes. So the first thing that I did was look online to see if I could find some adapters, and I did. I actually found 2. So I found some plastic adapters from Mavericks out of Texas, and they sold for $15 plus sales tax and shipping. So the total for me was $22.44. But what I ended up going with was these steel adapters that I got from F&F Steel Designs out of Iowa. These were $35, which includes shipping. So you got a choice of either these for $35, which includes shipping, or the plastic ones from Mavericks, which I found on Etsy, which go for $15 plus shipping, and then that final total is going to vary depending on where you live. Like I said, for me, it ended up being $22.44. The reason why I ended up going with these is because when the plastic ones from Maverick showed up, the end of it broke, and so it fell down in the hole of the power rack. So I reached out to the seller, and they actually were really cool about it. He sent me out another pair, but by that time, I had already ordered these steel ones from F&F, and actually Sean Crandall from Crandall Fitness is the one who pointed me in the direction of F&F Steel. So if that helps them in any way. This is not a sponsored video, but if either F&F Steel or Sean Crandall want to send me some money, I'm going to take it. And you can run and tell them that right now if you like, or at least as soon as you finish watching the video. Anyway, so like I said, I went ahead and I got this spacer. Now the spacer comes with 2 set screws in here and an Allen wrench. And so I'll show you what you have to do. Let's go ahead and take this off. Got Allen wrench. Not very complicated. All you got to do is take your spacer, slide it on the end of this bolt here that goes into the power rack itself. And then, like I said, it came with an Allen wrench, but I prefer just using my adjustable Allen wrench that I got here, mostly because I love using it. Then you want to tighten it down. Don't over tighten it, but you want to tighten it down just enough to stop this from sliding around. Okay, nice and tight. Don't need that anymore. Then get up and put it in the rack. All right, so now you see that this doesn't, see that didn't move at all. Before, there was a lot of play. The whole thing was gonna move around in the hole, and that's just not cool for something that's supposed to stop the bar from hitting me in the face. The second thing that I did was I drilled holes in the rack. So originally, when I got the spacers, I was talking to Sean Crandall, and he and I thought that I wouldn't need to drill any holes because we're like, well, it's gonna fit nice and tight. But what happened is when I was using the rack, I pressed unevenly because I'm still getting used to using monolift attachments. And because I'm really kind of pushing myself a little bit, I ended up hitting the bottom of the one on my right side. And what that did is because there was this retaining pin wasn't in there, it pushed the monolift attachment slightly to the side, which then caused it to be more difficult for me to rack the bar when I was done lifting. So I said, that means we gotta have this retaining pin right here. It's not designed to stop monolift attachment from coming out this way. It's supposed to stop it from moving from side to side. So that's important. So like I said, I had to drill holes in the power rack, and I didn't drill a lot. What I did was I just drilled one hole on each side so that it would be roughly the height that I use whenever I'm bench pressing. And for you, obviously it's gonna vary. So if you have to drill holes in the rack, just set it up there and then kind of do some measurements and then drill it in. So anyway, once you do that, take your pin, slide that in there, and now you're good to go. From the bottom, secure at the top. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, and it's actually time for me to do my second press workout of the week. So while I set up everything else, I'm gonna be doing some fat bar axle presses at 225. While I do that, you guys can check out my most recent workout with these monolift attachments, which was earlier this week. So go ahead and check that out. I'll set everything up. Be right back.
Different theaters to defend a reboot from constant separatist attacks and steadily push back along the route. Their victories won them the favor of the Holonet News and it got Admiral Tucker in the ear of many powerful figures in the Senate. This included Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, who was a close friend of his and who seemed to steadily grow increasingly Tucker's advice. In the latter half of the initially thought.
Before we jump into it, if you enjoyed today's video, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to catch more, and all that out of the way, let's get into it.
Okay, so I did a little bit more warming up, got everything set up, and now I'm going to do basically 3 sets of close grip axle bar bench pressing. In case you're wondering, this is a knurled axle bar. It weighs 45 pounds. It's the only 45-pound knurled axle bar that we know of. And I got it from my guy David Dennis at Gorilla Strength, who does good work. So if you want one, just go ahead and hit him up. I'll put the link for this bar in the description for the video. But anyway, so like I said, I warmed up, did some kettlebell overhead work, then I did some landmine press, but you don't care about none of that because you just want to see me do this with the monolift arms. So that's what I'm about to do now. So like I said, I'm gonna do 3 sets, and that way you guys get to see in real time how this works. I'll tell you more stuff about the monolift attachments after this set. Okay, so if you've never seen monolift attachments in action, you just got to see them there. And the reason why I chose to do this with the fat bar is so that you can see that these Crandall Fitness Monolift attachments work well with even bars that are not the normal 29 millimeter diameter of a powerlifting bar. The thing I like about that is it makes it a lot more versatile than I actually thought. And incidentally, you can also use these for squats. The reason I do not use them for squats is because I walk my squat out. And so there really wouldn't be any purpose in my mind behind getting monolift attachments, which are designed for you to be able to set up in the squat and stay right there without losing that position. There wouldn't be any point in me doing that and then walking the squat out, because then I would have to recapture my position before I start, right? So to me, it would just be a waste of time. However, I think that these sorts of attachments are elite in terms of making it possible for you to train by yourself, especially as you start going heavier. I see a lot of people who are heavy benchers who train by themselves and they use some sort of monolift attachment. Now, if you've got somebody who trains with you, you don't need this. This thing costs $299 for the pair. They come as a pair. So it costs $299 from Crandall Fitness. And then for me, I think with tax and shipping, it was somewhere, I want to say $320. So to me, there's no point, you know, if you don't have to spend the money, don't spend the money. And the other thing about it is that just because I got these for flat benching doesn't mean that you can't use it for other stuff. So I could use it for incline bench press, which actually might be important enough for me to drill another 2 holes in the power rack. Because a lot of times with incline bench press, you end up where the bar is so far behind your head that it's difficult for you to unrack it. So I think potentially, I'm talking myself into it now, potentially with monolift attachments where you see the bar swings out, it might be worth drilling 2 more holes in my power rack up higher so that I could use these for incline bench pressing as well. All right, I'm doing another set. Okay, another thing that I thought about as far as this goes is why did I get it from Crandall Fitness? Number one, I really respect the Crandall Fitness brand. As I mentioned earlier, Sean Crandall is the one who gave me the advice to go to F&F Steel Designs to get those adapters. He doesn't make money off of that. He didn't have to do that. And he is very open. If you contact him, if you have an issue with any of his products after they've been shipped to you, let's say something shows up and is damaged, you can immediately message him. And half the time, like if you call the number, a lot of times Sean answers the phone himself. If you send him an email, he's got your contact number. He'll call you himself. Again, Sean is not paying me to tell you this, all right? But I am taking money. If anybody out there is offering me any, go ahead, I can give you my Cash App or whatever. But seriously, Sean is very open and receptive, and that's one reason why I went with his company. The Crandall Fitness Adjustable Bench, I recommended that to people. They've gotten the bench, they've been very happy with it. We've got a Crandall Fitness women's bar in here that my wife loves. Okay, we've got a review of that bar here on the channel. So when it was time for me to get this, even though this is a Williams strength rack, Williams Strength was like, they didn't really have a monolift attachment to fit this rack. So I said, all right, so who can I go to that would have something that would fit this rack where I could do the minimal number of alterations in order to make it work. I am not a fan of Titan Fitness, so there was no way I was gonna go there because they are, in my opinion, they are the opposite of Crandall Fitness. Their quality control, in my opinion, is not very good. And I've just heard too many horror stories. And I've witnessed firsthand some horror stories with other people who did trust Titan Fitness and who then got in trouble getting their stuff. So, nah. And I mean, yes, I have heard of people who've experienced good things from Titan Fitness, but no. So I said, all right, so I want to support a small business, and I want to support someone who, in my opinion, is a good dude, who is also going to be there for the customer, in this case, me, if I need him, okay? So I'm gonna do this last set, and then we'll wrap up. Okay, so that was pretty much it. This video was about the latest addition to my forever in-between rack. This is the rack that I use when I'm in between reviews of power racks, and I'm pretty much going to continue to Frankenstein it, make it my own, and add things to it to make it work best for me and my wife here in our home gym, making it the best rack in town for me and the best gym in town for me. Guys, got any questions? Drop comments with those questions, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Till next time, peace. Oh, and in case you're wondering if there's anything I don't like, because nothing's perfect, yeah. All this orange right here, that's got to go. This rack is getting repainted. I ain't in orange. I'm gonna find some black handles for these. My orange gotta go. We not Tennessee Vols fans in here. Georgia Bulldogs. Okay, believe that.